yes. Sensational shot. He got the banana out there.
Yes, pretty competent net play by Chela, and Henman really curls this one around. So often seeing left-handers do that. Good to see that Henman is capable of it. This is a really make you feel good type of shot, because Chela had the .1, it seemed.
Much more understated, I think, this year. I think he knows a lot more about himself, and I think he has even more confidence. But we saw a few histrionics last year and the year before, and I think he was trying to make himself look a more aggressive player, but no need. I think it's the real Henman out there now.
The Union Jack, because it's one of the 4 majors. It's not flown just because of Henman. The Australian, the American and the French flag fly alongside it.
Sorry about the occasional break-up in picture. It's a universal problem coming out of Roland Garros today because of the iffy weather. And I'm sure the engineers are doing all they can. So quick to sum up a situation, isn't he, Henman?
It's a good play because he's been hitting the ball so hard that Chela would have felt that he was going to hit that again. You can see he shapes up as if he's going to really drive it, and then changes to the drop shot. Very clever. Well, Chela was shaping as if to run around the backhand. Maybe he feels he just needs to emphasize a bit more his ground stroke play with the forehand. That will be encouraging for Henman, because he should be able to hit a lot of balls to the Chela backhand with the serve.
I think that's the most remarkable individual shot improvement for Henman, the forehand. Not so much the off forehand like that, but across court. I wouldn't say it was a vulnerability, but just occasionally in crucial situations it was prone to breaking down. There's been absolutely no sign of it in the last few weeks.
Good. Henman.
And I think that as much as anything else, I mean, he's talked about being more aggressive and more true to his game, and I take all that on board. But I think the improvement in the forehand mustn't be dismissed. Did you buy that at all, Fru?
Well, I think so, and yet I've seen him make some horrors, but you know, no shot is perfect. I think there has been improvement there. I think, as you implied, there's just greater all-round confidence in his game.
Cancel.
Well, his determination is not to hold back, and I think that's smart. He's going to try and give Chela very little time to prepare. The clay courters like a lot of time. He has a big swing on his forehand.
Missed a couple, but he's making Chela think. Decent serve, came back with interest.
He's a long drink of water, isn't he, Chela?
He is certainly that. 6'3". Very long limbs. Just impossible to pick, however long the limbs are.
30.
A little bit of a flick on the net under him. He's won a couple of doubles titles this year, has Chela. He's first on the ATP Tour with Gaston Gardio. And watching him play against Mutis, he's no slouch at the net. He plays pretty well up there. Serves his first ace with a second serve in the whole of his match, 4-set match against Mutis. He only served one ace. Of course, it's not as easy on these clay courts to serve many aces. Henman only served 6 in his 5 sets.
Chela.
Better serving now from Haile Ignacio Chela, who really wasn't getting it going early on. So Henman still with the break and leading 3-2, and you can see people starting to come back and take their seats, so we'll get more of an atmosphere here. We have had some day today. If you just come in and are watching this, Jennifer Capriati has beaten Serena Williams in 3 sets. Elena Dementьева has taken out Emily Mauresmo in straight sets. Paula Suarez has beaten the young Russian Maria Sharapova in straight sets, and Anastasia Myshkina has beaten Venus Williams. Both Williams sisters beaten within half an hour of each other. Just incredible. And on the Longlen court, Carlos Moya is about to serve for the 2nd set against Guillermo Coria, who won the first.
Please.
Another Argentinian, of course. They've had or are having such a terrific tournament. 4 of them in the quarterfinals.
And of course Suarez through to the semi-final of the ladies event. Professor Fernandez did that last year. And just checking, a lot of people coming in, so he's just letting them take their seats, and off he goes.
You might have noticed Taylor just a little slow to change direction. That's almost goes with the height. And shorter men, that much more agile and nimble, susceptible to wrong footing.
Kenza.
Henman solid when he needed to be.
A little return on the backhand by Chela, obviously looking for Henman to either force a mistake on the half volley or to pop it up just enough so that he has more time in his shots. But all credit to Henman keeping it low.
Boy, what a feat of timing that was. How quick he was in for the first volley as well.
Taylor's having to motor here a lot more than he's done in most of his matches. Henman's really rushing him and leaping for the stars. I'm amazed both players are quite as nimble and quite as with it, really, so late in the day after such a long wait.
First ace for Henman. Yes, I guess they would have expected normally to be on court around, what, 3 o'clock, 3:30, so they've been kept another 3.5 hours, really. Local time here, just gone 7:15.
Yeah, it's not easy. The Argentinian flag up. So maybe they are flying the other on behalf of Henman.
No, Argentina doesn't have a Grand Slam yet, but the way they're going, don't rule it out.
Some big points here. And could wrap the set up.
Vicious slice.
Well, this is such a difficult shot to counter. You don't expect it. He's expecting it to go to the backhand because that's where he's more vulnerable.
He didn't enjoy that. But his body language is so good. You can see a little smile there. He's eager, really up for this.
Well, this is part of that new leaf he turned over in Monte Carlo, wasn't it? Telling himself to enjoy the game more.
Well, how about that? There was a moment early on in the rally when Henman, I thought, was mistaken in not coming in, but why not rally from the back and beat the guy that way?
Backhand slice is causing Chela quite a few problems, the ball keeping quite as low.
So 2 break points for a double break and a 5-2 lead. And the forehand so steady. Top draw, the start from Henman. And he's 2 breaks up against Juan Ignacio Chela. Well, Henman's looked razor sharp in the 25 minutes we've been going. And here at 5-2, has the cushion of 2 breaks, serving with new balls for this first set.
Well, Chela's obviously decided he's got to start hitting the ball a bit harder, try and get some real movement into his game here. He's been bossed by Henman.
Has he found a mark? He wants last graph down, I think. Well, I think he was trying to make himself look a more aggressive player, but no need. I think it's the real Henman out there now.
The Union Jack, because it's one of the 4 majors. It's not flown just because of Henman. The Australian, the American and the French flag fly alongside it.
Sorry about the much more understated, I think, this year. I think he knows a lot more about himself, and I think he has even more confidence. But we saw a few histrionics last year and the year before.
Competent net play by Chela, and Henman really curls this one around. So often seeing left-handers do that. Good to see that Henman is capable of it. This is a really make you feel good type of shot, because Chela had the .1, it seemed.
Oh, yes. Sensational shot. Got the banana out there.
Yes, pretty